Hey everybody, welcome back. It's February 15th today, Sunday morning, about 9 in the morning. The sun's coming through the windows. I love this time of year, even though I do have the lights on. Um, so I wanted to make this video in response to somebody who wrote me in a comment a while ago and asked if I could describe my signal chain and talk about my signal chain and the effects that I use. Now, I'm not going to do that today, but because it requires some background information about why everything is set up the way it is. Now, as far as my signal chain goes on my guitar pedal board, I don't know if everything is in the right order or not. I do plan to do some things with my pedal board and experiment. I'm going to actually take my pedal board apart and clean all the contacts off, make sure everything is connected properly, clean everything up, and also make sure everything is grounded properly. But the reason for this video is I wanted to speak a little bit about why I have my pedal board set up, why I have everything set up the way I do, like I do here. Now, if I was just playing ambient music for the fun of it, or just recording music, which I'd love to do more of, I would probably have this stuff set up differently. Especially this board over here. Now, I know you can't really see it. I'll put a picture of it, but this board over here, I call this my utility board. This board in front of me is my guitar pedal board. It has all of my guitar effects on it. And on this side, I always have, a synthesizer. Usually use my computer and a MIDI keyboard here. But the reason why I have it set up like this is because I'm always thinking about having everything set up so I can play live for people, in front of people, like for meditation events, for a yoga class. I've done a lot of that in the past. And so that's the reason why I have everything set up like this, because in the past, probably until I created this, probably just before I created this board, one of the reasons I created this board was that prior to that, I would just have my pedals. I would take everything, set everything up. I would plug cables in. I would have a big bag of cables. I had no idea, what I was doing, and it took a lot of time to plug everything in. So I thought maybe I should just have a pedal board to make it easier. And then I decided, because there was a couple of events that we did at at yoga festivals, and at yoga festivals, they have one event after the other, and we went in there the first time we played at this festival. There was another class going on in the space that we were supposed to play, and that class got done at 6 o'clock, and our event was supposed to start at 7. So I literally had 1 hour to get everything in the room myself, get my PA set up all of my gear and stuff, and it was a disaster. So I started to think, how could I get things set up so that, everything's already kind of plugged in. I think I've done as good of a job as I can do. I can set up my utility board, my main pedal board, and plug them in at just like 5 different connections, and everything's plugged in and ready to go. And then I just plug in my PA from the mixer and so forth. I also have my mixer on this utility board, and there's a reason for that. I use the 8-channel Bose mixer, but there's a reason for that, and the main reason is that I don't have anybody running sound for me, so I have to have it, near me so I can adjust the sound. That's a whole process, and I'll talk about that in another video. I just wanted to share a little bit of that. In the next video, next couple of videos, I'll talk more about my signal chain. I do have a couple of newer pedals that I've had for about a month that I haven't really even played around with very much yet. One of them is the Chase Bliss Mood pedal, and the other one is the Reverse Mode C pedal by Chase Bliss. Now, I don't have room for both of those pedals, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like both pedals, so I'm still kind of playing around with them. I do have a space for one of those pedals here on my board, so still trying to decide what one I really want to have. I also have a new synthesizer that has sounds in it. That's the Arturia Astrolab 37. I just got this last week. Haven't even had a chance to really play around with it, but I did a lot of research on this, and before I bought it. And one of the reasons that why it was so attractive to me is not only it has a slightly larger keyboard, so I have a little bit more range compared to the Minilab 3, which I was using before plugged into my computer, but this has all the sounds in it, and I can add in more sounds. There are some sounds that I have on my laptop from sound collections that I've purchased from Arturia that aren't in here, so I can import those in here, and I don't need to have my laptop with me. I can just play it, so it eliminates a piece of gear and it makes it a little bit simpler, and it's a direct connection into my mixer. Like what I was doing before was just plugging my laptop from the headphone jack out to the mixer. So I'm going to start playing around with this. I might even try to think about rearranging things a little bit. I'm not sure yet. But that's where I'm at. And I have about 50 days till my first gig. And I'm trying to do at least six events this year, if I can. I have one set up right now, April 11th. That's about 50 some days away. I have to prepare for that. It's going to be like a guided meditation, an hour and a half guided meditation. My wife will do the guided meditation part of it. I'm going to do the music. I have our friend, the drummer that plays djembes and frame drum and things like that, coming as well. But it's been really hard for me to find places to play at. This particular yoga studio is kind of near our house, and I'm renting the space from them. So I'm paying for that event, but I do have a sponsor for it. I did manage to get a sponsor. It's a company called Dreams Dispensary, Dreams Cannabis. They're a local dispensary in the area here, and they've agreed to sponsor the event. So they're covering the cost of renting the space and some other things as well. We might spend some of that money for lighting and things like that as well. But it's been really hard to find places to play at. Most yoga studios around here, and there's a ton of them, most of them, if they're going to do any type of sound event, live sound event, they have people that come and play singing bowls or gongs or Tibetan bowls and things like that. I don't know why, but I think there's some reason why a lot of people don't want to have live electronic ambient music. And maybe that's just because it's electronic. Maybe people perceive that it's like you're just playing a playlist through your stereo or something like that. I really don't know. But so I figured that I would just rent space and do my own events and market them myself. So I have two events already set up, one in April, one in June. I'm working to find some other places relatively close by to rent, and I'm going to do events in other places. I'm going to try to do 6 events. So, so I will be doing videos about my signal chain, why I have things the way I do. I'll be talking more about the mood pedal and the reverse mode C after I kind of understand how they're going to fit into the guitar part of my ambient music. I'll be talking more about the Astrolab 37. I think I'm going to really like it, though. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of reviews about it, and I think I'm going to really like it. And I'll be talking about, you know, my reasoning for having things set up the way I do. And maybe you guys can also give me some feedback if something sounds weird. I will be doing a video. I'm going to completely tear apart my guitar pedal board. I'm going to take all the pedals off it, clean everything up really well. I'm going to clean all the contacts, make sure everything is grounded properly. I'll take a look at the routing of the wires, which I do think I've done a pretty decent job of routing the wires, but I'm going to tear it all apart and put it back together, make sure it's all ready to go, try to minimize any noise. I'm going to do the same thing with the utility pedal board and make sure everything's ready to go. So I'll be making a lot of videos about me prepping for this first event, and then of course I'm going to make a video. I already have somebody that's going to film it for me. It's going to film us bringing our equipment in, me and my wife setting up the PA, setting up everything, and hopefully get some good video and audio of us playing for at least this first event. So that's it, folks. Nothing else going on. I just thought I'd make this quick video. I came down here this morning. Me and my wife just returned yesterday from a week in Arlington, Virginia and Washington, D.C. We were down there for an event called the Walk for Peace. Some of you may know about it, some of you may not. It's an event where these monks, 20 monks who live in Texas, walked from Texas all the way to Washington, D.C., about 20 miles a day. It took them a little over, I think it took them like 109 days. We were there on the 109th day, which was last week, Wednesday, when they arrived in Washington, D.C. They did their closing ceremony, a meditation. So my wife has been following them from the beginning. So we drove down there, 9 hours down there, stayed down there for several days, and then drove back Friday. So we're just wiped out, and I'm just kind of getting reorganized and things like that. So this morning my wife is out working out with one of her friends, so I thought I'd come down here and start to play around with things. I wanted to get the Astrolab plugged in, play around with it a little bit, and just kind of get back into the hang of it. I've got about 50 days to get ready for my first event. Anyway, folks, that's it. If you'd like to comment, feel free to comment. Again, I will be making regular videos again. I'll be talking about a lot of different things related to gear, the struggles in getting gigs, and I'm even planning a video about going more in depth of how I retaught myself to play guitar and what I can do today versus what I used to be able to do prior to 2016 when I had my stroke. So, all right, folks, thank you for joining. See you next time. Bye-bye.